Originally, I wanted to start this review by talking about how Cars 3 Todd Marcus is very reminiscent of his design from the first movie, and how they really feel like the same character to me. But then I started turning Todd Marcus around and I realized there are a lot more differences between these two designs than I thought. And really, the similarities end past the hood. So, let's talk about it. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another review and to another birthday request here on the channel. Today, we're going to be taking a look at Cars 3 Todd Marcus, a birthday request from Pat Is Not Here. Thank you so much for the request. I hope you have a great birthday. Today is actually also my dad's birthday, so I got to get this review up soon because we're going to have company over in a little bit. But I was very excited to see this request for Cars 3 Todd because he's a pretty interesting item. A Cars 3 veteran racer, a group of racers I absolutely love, who's only ever been released in multi-packs. A pretty strange fate for him, honestly. There aren't many racers from Cars 3 that are permanently confined to multi-packs. Most of them that have been released more than once have been released in singles or 2-packs by now, but not Todd. Todd hovered around in some 11-packs early on, and then much more recently, just a few years back, found his way into a 5-pack. Here's hoping that he can get a single or regular mainline release soon. I always liked seeing returning racers from the first Cars movie and Cars 3. I know some of them have completely different body shapes, which is a little strange, but I especially liked seeing Todd Marcus, especially because just a few years before Cars 3, he had a major role in the Cars mobile game Fast as Lightning, where he acts as the first playable character, and he talks a lot about how much he is a fan of McQueen and all that, and I really appreciated them using his name again, in Cars 3 merchandise. Confirming, revealing that he's still racing for No Stall at the time. I thought that was a really nice bit of continuity since, again, we just saw him in a project a few years earlier. Was that intentional? Was it an intentional connection? Probably not, but still, I do quite like that. And honestly, I really like the facial expression for the Cars 3 Todd Marcus diecast. This is probably my favorite of the facial expressions that the Cars 3 Piston Cup racers have. We've seen it used on a couple different characters, most notably one of my personal favorite Cars 3 veteran designs, Darren Leadfoot. But this face always really felt to me like a face that we would see Todd Marcus make in Fast as Lightning. It just feels very in character, and I really like that. It adds a bit more personality to one of the few Piston Cup racers that we've actually seen quite a bit of and have an established personality and voice for and all that. Now, as I was saying at the start of the review, the front of Todd here is quite similar to the original and is honestly a really good update. I'm not a big fan of the amount of Cars 3 sponsors that completely changed their logos. I know it's a realistic thing that happens in real life and we see it all the time, but especially when you get to the next gens, I think a lot of those logos are sort of downgrades, honestly. And I know that's kind of the point, that all the next gens are supposed to look kind of samey. I know that's the point. But I do kind of miss the style that a lot of the previous logos have. So it is fun to see the same No Stall logo still being used here, but with some modern updates. The white here is much brighter, albeit that might just be my Thailand Todd Marcus being a bit less vibrant. But they also added some bold outlines to the letters and also a drop shadow behind it, just kind of making the graphic design a bit more modern, which I really, really like. It's a subtle update that definitely makes this design pop out quite a bit more, and if you look closely, you can actually see a very subtle checkerboard pattern that sort of fades in here towards the bottom of the hood. It starts up here and just kind of becomes a little bit more prominent, albeit very, very subtly. Cars 3 racer designs are absolutely obsessed with little subtle patterns that they put behind text and numbers and other places. And it is nice to see that checkerboard pattern referenced because it was such a significant part of the original Todd Marcus design. This is one of the first things I think of when I think of this racer, this sort of checkerboard pattern all over him with the black and white all throughout. And one thing I don't like about Cars 3 Todd is the fact that they dropped that black and white color scheme. Changing it to blue and this sort of tealish color definitely makes him look quite a bit different from that Cars 1 design, but I think I would have preferred the black and white continuing, and I definitely would have preferred something to be done with the checkerboard pattern beyond just the subtle designs there. I would have liked these stripes to carry over that checkerboard pattern, maybe something like that. I just always thought that the red didn't really work super well with the teal and blue color scheme. I really love these wheels, probably some of my favorite Piston Cup Racer wheels, honestly. I love the dark blue and the white. They look really, really good together. Lightyear logo there above the wheel, of course. We got all the typical secondary sponsors. Piston Cup, Vitaline, Revolting, RPM, Nitroid, Octane Gain, and Clutch Aid. We actually do have a checkerboard pattern inside there, which I didn't realize when I was saying that just a minute ago, because it is, once again, very, very subtly faded in there. And I would have liked something a bit more prominent with that. Got the No Stall logo there, once again. 1, 2, 3. One of the most fun Piston Cup numbers that we have. No Stall logo back there once again. As you can see, again, just kind of dropping that checkerboard pattern, although it does once again return here subtly behind the text. We got the number here again, No Star in there once again, his camera, lights, and this nice little red stripe. I do like seeing his primary color returning, albeit in a very, very thin streak. And it looks like, are his sides different? No, they're not. I thought for a second his two sides were different, but nope, they're just mirrored as per usual. There's a look at the other side, and there is a look at the base. Once again, thank you so much for the birthday request, Phasma here. Hope you have a great birthday. This has been Cars 3 Todd Marcus. Pretty fun design. One that I'm always kind of in the middle with. I really like the front and the updates to the hood, but I'm just not the biggest fan of the blue on him. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye now.